All right, everybody. Rick Harper here. For those of you who don't know me, I am a credit and financial solutions coach. And the reason I'm dropping this video today is because with it being tax season, there's a lot of people who are asking a lot of the same questions, especially around credit. So I thought something that was very important for me to do is to break down exactly how it is you can get the score you're looking for. Because that's a consistent question, right? How can I get a specific score? How can I get it at 750? How can I get it 800 so I can meet this financial goal? The thing is that I was always taught that you got to understand and then leverage the data because leveraging that data is going to allow you to get the credit score that you're looking for rather than focusing on a specific score, right? Because when you can do that, then and you can understand how that data translates into the points that you're looking for, you can build your score as high as you need it to be. All right, so let's dig into it. When it comes to your FICO score, the first thing you got to understand is that as a consumer, right away, you automatically get 300 points. So you'll never have less than 300 points when it comes to your FICO score. But there is an additional 550 points that's made up of 5 different additional components that if you tap into these components, is going to allow you to build your score as high as possible. And if you do the math right there, 300 points plus 550 points equals 850 points, which is a perfect credit score, okay? So those 5 components break down as your pay history, your credit card utilization, the length of your credit, the amount of hard inquiries on your credit report, and the mix of credit that you have on your credit. All right. Now, there's a percentage attached to each one of those components, and those percentages translates into points that make up the 550 points added to your 300 that make up the 850. Right. So let's break it down. Your pay history that makes up 35% of your credit. Right. 35% of 550 points equals 192.5 points. Okay. Now, what that means is that as long as you're paying your bills on time, over time, you're going to make up to 192.5 points. You're never going to make any more than 192.95 points when it comes to your pay history. And it also means that if you're not paying your bills on time, the opposite is true. That over time, it can cost you up to 192.5 points, but it'll never cost you more than 192.5 points, okay? Now, a late payment can cost you anywhere from 50 to 100 points, just one late payment. And it takes about 3 on-time payments to make up for that late payment. So you definitely want to make sure that you're paying your bills on time, just to keep that in mind. But the second component, right? That's your credit card utilization. Your credit card utilization makes up 30% of your credit. Now, 30% of 550 is 165 points. So that means that as long as you're using your credit cards responsibly over time, you're going to gain 165 points towards your FICO score. It also means that if you are utilizing your credit cards irresponsibly, that the opposite is true. That over time you could lose up to 165 points. Keep in mind though that your credit card utilization, not doing that responsibly, can have the same negative effect as a late payment. Cost you 50 to 100 points. So just keep that in mind. Now, the length of your credit. This happens by osmosis, right? If you're doing everything you're supposed to do, paying your bills on time, you're using your credit cards responsibly, then over time, you're going to tap into the third component, which is the length of your credit. That makes up 15% of your credit. Now, 15% of 550 equals, I believe it's 88.5 points, right? So that means the length of your credit, if you have positive history, you're going to gain up to 88.5 points. You're never going to gain any more than that when it comes to the length of your credit. But if you have a negative history, the opposite is also true. It's going to cost you up to 88.5 points, but you'll never lose any more than 88.5 points when it comes to the length of your credit. And then we got hard inquiries, right? How many inquiries are on your credit report? You never want to have any more than 2 to 4 within a year and a half. Hard inquiries cost make up 10% of your credit. So 10% of 550 is 55 points, right? So that means that if you have more than 2 to 4 inquiries on your credit report, then it's going to cost you 55 points. But if you have less than 2 to 4 hard inquiries on your credit report within a year and a half, you're going to gain 55 points. And when it comes down to the length of the mix of your credit, that's also an additional 10%, which means it's also an additional 55 points. You just want to have a healthy mix of installment loans and revolving loans. So if all you have is credit cards, right, then you're not going to get the full amount of that 55 points. And if all you're doing is paying, a student loan or something like that, you're not going to get the full amount of that 55 points. Okay. So just understanding those points, right? And how you can tap into it is how you get all the way up to an 850. I hope that you were doing the math as I go. I hope you stop this video and you do what you got to do to kind of follow me, so that you can fully understand exactly how you can get yourself to an 850 credit score and you can meet your financial goals. All right. So hope that was helpful. Peace out.